Hello, creatures of the night. This is Shadowbird showing you a clip from Final Fantasy XIII of how to actually beat Mission 64. Now, first, you want to start off in the village, in which case you'll get later on in the game. There is the position that you need to go to when you're actually in the village, and it's all the way at the very end, and it doesn't really appear until you beat most of the other missions. In which case, as you can see, the Doom Herald. In which case, we shall now go to where he is at. In which case is the northern Messiahs and such. I don't remember the name particularly, but pretty much here's where it's located. As you can see on the map, you can pause it if you want. And then I forget that I actually need to go back to the save and check out my stuff before anything, because this is kind of a save that I haven't been playing on for a few days, so I kind of forget how I set everything up. But since I was just so excited that I finally beat him and such and got 5 stars the first time around that, I was just like, hey, I'm done, don't have to do anything. But I wanted to go ahead and record it. But what I'm currently doing now is buying Forcell and Aerocells, in which case are actually used for later purposes as well for another video. But for this video, it's also used for in the beginning of the fight. It helps boost your stats, so that way in the beginning of the fight you don't really have to cast anything, any increased magic or attack or defense. And I was just skipping the fight right there just because I don't want to video record every fight that I get into trying to get from one point to the next. That's why I skipped a lot of the other one instead of showing you how to get to it and everything, just showing you the points. Now, at this point, I do want to show you guys all the setups that I'm currently having with my characters, in which case, first is the battle team. As you can see, Fang, Snow, and Lightning, but I choose Lightning as the leader because she casts poison, in which case I want to cast poison first. That is what you need, poison, especially for this. It makes it a whole lot easier so that way you're not stuck. And then the weapons. I have tier 3 weapon, as you can see, not fully maxed out, along with the other stuff, which isn't tier 3 for some of the others, such as the Power Glove could go to Kaiser Gauntlet, in which case I don't really want to spend the time grinding, but all their weapons are tier 3. Fang has the highest on her weaponry, because I like her power and capabilities and strength. And then, as you can see, Aerosol and the Forcell is there, in which case from there on, the battle program I'll show you when we actually get into the fight. Naturally, the setup is very easy, but it differs from person to person. This is just how I like to set it up, only because it fits my battle style and everything. And it works for mostly this guy. I have a different battle style for my normal, enemy encounters, in which case are, very simple and very basics to kill. While these ones, I have to be more elaborate with how I set it up. As you can see, I start out with Saboteur. I start off with Saboteur, and then as well as Medic for Snow, because he has better heals than the girls. And then I continue on to debuff. Now, I choose Fang to debuff as well, only because she has Dispel, which can get rid of his buffs that he likes to cast after every shield, in which case he'll have more buffs the longer you persist on with the fight, and the less or the more damage he has on his health. Now, at this point, I have tried Disaster, Aggression, and Tortoise, in which case Tortoise is used for any AoE attacks or area of effect attacks that he may have. And at this point in time, I'm just purely fooling around, trying to wait till his health goes down by the poison, because there's not much you can do. Even if you want to build up the chain gauge and such, it's pretty much a pain in the butt, because he'll always keep going back into the fall. But at this time, the poison does the work for you until he actually gets down, and then the rest is in between the poison and you. Now, at this point in time, you want to make sure once the poison is added on and Imperil for it helps you boost out the chain gauge. Pretty much I do from the debuffs straight to Ravager to Aggression. The reason for Aggression, instead of just purely doing Ravager until he breaks his chain gauge, I like to do 230 to 250%, because when I do, it actually helps prevent him sometimes from going into the barrier until after the breakage, in which case I'll do a little bit more damage to him. And then later on, he starts to go in the ball less and less, in which case that means my two best attackers are hitting him for a lot more. And so his chain gauge is still going to be built up from Snow, who's going to be the Ravager at that point. But at this time, you want to make sure that if your health gets too low, or if you feel like, you're going to end up just getting yourself killed, go ahead and swap to mech. You can always have more chances and more times. You have probably around 9 minutes, because my stuff I said before is nowhere near the max. But if you have more of close to maximum stuff, to where they're all maxed out in tier 3 of everything, then naturally the time is gonna actually be shortened. But once you actually beat him, you get a gold watch, and you can use a gold watch against him to help with the time. But I personally was fine doing it the way I was doing it. Now, the reason why I choose Synergist at this point is because my buffs start wearing off. And I had 2 to 3 buffs preset. And that's why I swapped to Synergist earlier, is so that way I can preset all of my equips that I'm going to use on myself. And that's the reason for that. Now, at this point in time, you're pretty much just copying and pasting everything that you're doing, going from Savager to Ravager to Aggression. He goes up into the ball, you go into either Medic to heal yourself if you got too low, or you can go straight into the other one, which is Recuperation, which is 2 Synergists and Mech. Once that happens, you're pretty much just, you can possibly get 2 to 3 buffs, or you can possibly get 2 to 3 people with your buffs re-put back onto them, but Fang will always cast Haste if Haste starts wearing off or Haste is off. And so I only cast Haste just to make sure that Haste is cast on everyone, even though I know I don't have to. But at this time, I naturally speed up the video, and it's pretty much just copy, paste, repeat at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. With this concludes my video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. This is pretty much me, doing a walkthrough of how to actually beat this guy and get 5 stars. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. I would like to do more if you guys want more. I do need better equipment, but naturally anything on the 360 is going to be a little difficult for me because I have to use my phone. But anything on the FFXIII, I'll be able to record through there, and I'd have much easier time doing that. But anyways, just let me know. Thank you for all your support, and enjoy the rest of the video.